Alright, seriously, who here wants an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2? This has been, I think, a very divisive, controversial subject that I've seen online because there's a lot of people who really don't want another season, and I completely understand why. I mean, it was hugely anticipated. I remember it came back in 2022, and I remember when even back before the series came out, there was a teaser image of Obi-Wan, Vader fighting again, and it was kind of reasoned why they would fight in between episode 3 and 4. Whatever, us fanboys, we just wanted to see them fight, of course. I mean, it doesn't make sense. If you go by original trilogy standards, I grew up watching the original trilogy, then the prequels came out when I was about 10 or 11 years old, and then, yeah, I loved all of them. I didn't care if there was hate for Jar Jar or anything. I loved everything that had to do with Star Wars. I loved the prequels, I loved the original trilogy, but now Disney coming and saying that there was another fight that we haven't seen between Vader and Obi-Wan. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, an old head, I consider myself an old head, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Would I love to see it? Yes, I would love to see it. Take my money, please. You know, that's the attitude when it boils down to everything. We anticipated it really well. Positive reviews all across. Trailers seemed okay, not great, but the series overall, I would say, was pretty much disappointing. It was 6 episodes, something that wasn't done, or I don't think has ever been done ever since the Obi-Wan series. Why did they put on that limitation? I don't know. Episode 1 and 2 would have been 1 episode, and that would have been great, and let's not even talk about the plot holes and the logical mistakes that everybody does during that series. It is a debacle. Everybody's stupid. The main characters, the villains, the good guys, literally everybody's kind of brain dead and they don't know simple military procedures. I could go on and on, of course. Little kid Leia, I mean, what the hell was that? Whatever. Let's say it's Star Wars and some people want a season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. What would that look like? Well, Ewan McGregor talked about it in a recent interview. We're going to discuss right now what he said, and then we're going to move on to what could they possibly salvage from this show if they actually want to go with a season 2. Let's not forget Disney's position right now is a halt on all things until Dave Filoni resolves his movie, until maybe they make a couple of movies. We have Andor season 2. I don't know when that's going to be released. Then nada. We have 0 things to look forward to. The Ahsoka series will start filming next summer. We're in for a serious drought when it comes to Star Wars. Let's talk about Ewan McGregor. He was recently, of course, as most of us know, honored in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Hayden Christensen was in attendance. Obi-Wan and Anakin back together again. And he gave an interview to Variety that McGregor himself, he said, he was hopeful that he would come back as Obi-Wan in the Star Wars universe. What does this mean? We're going to discuss that later. This is what he said verbatim. I loved, more than anything, getting to know Alec Guinness's work because I was playing him as a young man. Even now with the series, that's my personal challenge. If a take feels a bit like him, I'm happy. He also went on to say, I really do hope we get a chance to do another one. Between where we ended off in the series and when Alec Guinness comes on screen with Luke Skywalker, I think there's another few stories to tell there. But hey, that's not all. Not just Ewan McGregor, folks. It was Hayden Christensen who was also asked about this, and he went on to say, if it means that I got to do more with Ewan, then that's a no-brainer, but I really hope that he continues with the character. Just as a fan, it's so exciting to go watch him play Obi-Wan. He's just so good at it. And he added, Ewan McGregor is one of the great actors, and in my opinion, the coolest person on the planet. To watch him embody the character, it's just watching magic, kind that really makes you believe in something bigger. He wasn't just playing Obi-Wan, he was Obi-Wan, he is Obi-Wan, and I want to thank you for being the best Jedi Master that anyone could have ever hoped for. I love you, brother. Oh man, that's just, brings tears to my eyes. This is just beautiful. Hayden is just the greatest guy ever, right guys? Man, these two on screen would be electric again, but let's not deviate off topic. Let's just say that I would really enjoy a live adaptation of the Clone Clone Wars. That's where Obi-Wan and Anakin could come back together on screen. Everybody would love that, I'm sure of it. Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen back together as a team, and you can have, a little Ahsoka too. That would be great. We've seen the potential in the Ahsoka series in that flashback, but what is there else to do in a season 2? What would Disney hope to do with it? If by review standards they failed, the show did not get the love that they thought it should have. As I said, it was completely illogical. The people that were handling that show, I don't think understood Obi-Wan. They did not understand Vader. Nobody really had a grasp of what to do, and the scenes just happened because they should have happened. There's so many funny, stupid memes that came out of that show that it's been ridiculed to death. It was just fan prawn. If you're gonna tell me we're gonna put Obi-Wan versus Vader on screen, I'm not gonna say no, of course, but you have to be smart about it, and they weren't smart. Even in the first fight, remember, Vader didn't cross the fire to get to Obi-Wan. How stupid was that? Vader is fire resistant. His whole armor, the basis of it is that it protects him from anything, from space, from fire. Even in Legends, even his cape is fire resistant. So I don't know what the hell they were on about, but yeah, they needed for Obi-Wan to escape at that moment, and he did, and it did make sense, and who cares? Well, one of the things that was teased in The Bad Batch, of course, was the hidden path with Asajj Ventress. We know that Voss also survived from the Obi-Wan series, so Obi-Wan could focus on saving people now that he even connected with some of the hidden path people at the end where he escaped Darth Vader. So season 2 could focus on Obi-Wan building a connection with the rebellion, a stronger connection. Of course, we can have Asajj Ventress in live action and Voss in live action too. I know he has a Phantom Menace kind of thing, but that doesn't count, of course. And let's not forget the history that Obi-Wan and Asajj Ventress have between one another from the Clone Wars show, so that maybe could work. But first and foremost, what I would love to see is other people involved with this project. I don't want any more Deborah Chow. I don't want any more people who just fanboy in everything and they don't understand the source material. They don't understand character opinion, and they're not good filmmakers, I'm sorry. I mean, just take a glance at what Tony Gilroy did with Andor. With a character that nobody really was interested in, he created this perfect world where you can encapsulate how much of a threat the Empire. The Obi-Wan series, Deborah Chow couldn't even convey how dangerous Darth Vader was, let alone the Empire. They are just buffoons in these other series, except for Andor. They take it more realistically. So I would love to see a more realistic approach, or at least somebody who knows good storytelling. Don't give me any more season crap. So since Ewan McGregor wants to come back, I think he will be more involved with the Clone Wars animated show and learn about it. Of course, Asajj Ventress is in play, and other Jedi survivors. Don't forget, if he is involved with the Hidden Path, there are other Jedi survivors from Order 66 that we can get reintroduced, and who could be the biggest one you could think of. I'm gonna make a separate video out of this, but I think in order to save the Obi-Wan series thing, if you want to make a great, fantastic season 2, then you need to bring back Mace Windu. You need to tell us that he survived, Obi-Wan meets him, and we learn that Mace Windu actually is seeking redemption and wants to wipe out the entire Skywalker lineage, and this includes Luke Skywalker, little Luke Skywalker. And so Mace wants to kill Luke, and Obi-Wan needs to prevent that, so you have Mace Windu as a villain. How great would that be? But yeah, I'm gonna save this for another video. Yeah, let me know, what do you guys think? Do you want a season 2 of Obi-Wan?